I'll never forget the night I first purchased my copy of Amy. I waited for reviews before putting down money, and the negative outcry made me hesitant on the purchase. Eventually, Amy went on sale for $1, and I thought to myself, okay, maybe it's bad, but it can't be that bad, it's only $1. To this day, I want my dollar back. In the far-off future of Christmas Eve 2021, Lana rescues a little girl named Amy from the Phoenix Center, an institution that was seeking to exploit her psionic abilities. While on a train ride to meet up with her friend Dr. Ellen, a massive explosion goes off from the Phoenix Center and the train crashes into the station at Silver City, which is now swarming with zombies. Lana also becomes infected and is slowly turning into a zombie. However, Amy acts as a living immunizer and will reverse the zombification effects for Lana whenever she's nearby. Lana must guide Amy past zombies and military agents who have orders to shoot on sight, and make it to the hospital where Dr. Ellen should be able to work on a cure and figure out what's going on. The story is really vague, and a lot of elements are left completely unexplained. There are some hints at a demonic influence infecting humanity, but the plot never really goes anywhere. Amy doesn't talk, and as far as I can tell, it's never described in-game why not. Mute characters can easily be one of the most expressive of a cast, but the only emotions that Amy ever shows are fear and joy.
Push the button, Amy. You did it! Bravo, Amy!
There's never a moment of wonder or uncertainty. Amy never questions Lana or the other characters in the story. She's as plain and basic as buttered toast, but not nearly as gratifying.
That's a good girl. Bravo.
Lana is portrayed as a hardcore mother figure who would fight tooth and nail to protect Amy, but the story never provides any motivation as to why. The relationship between Lana and Amy is unclear. I'm not even sure if they're related at all. They rely on each other to survive. Lana is infected and Amy is too weak to fend for herself. But their love for each other goes beyond that for no real reason. Amy's presentation isn't anything noteworthy. Most environments look pretty different from each other, and there's a fair amount of detail in the textures, but shadows and lighting definitely suffer, and the music isn't impressive either. The frame rate is also pretty chaotic, often dropping and picking up again randomly. Even in the game's opening cutscene, animations are really jerky. As Lana slowly transforms into a zombie, the environment slowly changes into a hellish landscape, which is a pretty cool effect, but it's also a very inaccurate way to judge Lana's current health, which can be a problem at times. This game doesn't look all that great, but it sold for about $10 when it came out, so I guess I can't be too critical in this regard. Gameplay-wise, Amy really starts to fall apart. The majority of the game is exploration-based puzzles. Can't get through this door without the green keycard, need the orange keycard for this one, and so on. It's amazing then just how obtuse this can turn out to be. This hallway is blocked by some electrical mines that I can't walk past. The game just introduced a new ability that allows Amy to silence all noise within a sphere, so I tried that and it doesn't work. I don't know what else to do, so I try exploring elsewhere, but my options are limited. Through a ton of trial and error, I eventually find out that the mines are motion sensitive and they can be walked through very slowly. This is never explained and the player just has to figure it out, which artificially pads the game. It's already pretty short, and if it weren't for moments like this, it would be a lot shorter. Combat is required occasionally, and for as simple as it is, I'm surprised at how frustrating it tends to be. Holding the L2 button puts Lana in a combat ready state, while pressing square allows for a 3-hit combo and pressing circle enables a dodge maneuver. Getting the timing down for either of these two moves is extremely awkward, and a lot of early deaths will come from just getting used to the controls. Even once combat is generally figured out, there's not much the player can do for the few times that enemies gang up. If the zombies act like idiots and shamble around aimlessly, then it's an easy battle. If the zombies are overly aggressive, then you're going to have a harder time. Pretty much everything about this game is bad, but what takes it to the next level in awfulness is its extreme reliance on trial and error game design, coupled with sudden deaths and few checkpoints placed far between. Nothing about Amy is necessarily challenging, the player just needs to figure out what they're supposed to do. Here, I'm completely stuck. I see that I can send Amy past some toxic sludge while I go down a different path to meet her at the end, but Amy gets attacked by a zombie with no warning, and now I have to go back. Okay, well, maybe I'm allowed to walk through the sludge as long as I'm holding Amy's hand. No, of course not. Not even some kind of warning like slowly losing health or something, just instantaneous death. And now, I have to go back, fight off a couple zombies, tiptoe through the mine, get the stupid green key card, navigate this maze of a subway station for the 5th time before I can finally get another shot at figuring out what I'm supposed to do here. And I swear the whole game is like this. This is what buries Amy as a worthless investment. It unapologetically wastes the player's time. For this part of the game, I figure that I'm supposed to fight off wave after wave of zombies before I can proceed. But fighting them in the open is impossible, and funneling them in only works half the time. Eventually they break through, or their attacks just go through each other anyway. No matter how hard I try, there's no way I can defeat them all, and they seem to spawn indefinitely. So what's the solution? Close the door on them, and eventually they'll just go away on their own. Then you open the door back up and you can leave safely. Simple as that. It doesn't make any sense, and this is par for the course when it comes to Amy. The few good ideas sprinkled throughout the game, like purposely zombifying yourself to sneak past enemies, sending Amy down a different path to a different room to help solve puzzles, or the final boss fight, which is a mix of running away and laying down traps, it's all still subject to the same problems that plague the game's foundation. It's needlessly complicated, relies on the player to die constantly in order to understand what they're supposed to do, and it's no fun at all. Add on to this a wonky camera, textures that occasionally fail to load, and a ridiculous control scheme. Look at this. You need to hold down the R1 button to hold Amy's hand, L1 to jog, and rapidly press square to run. Wow, that's a lot of buttons just to navigate the environment. And holding down both shoulder buttons while tapping square and moving both joysticks at the same time is annoying as hell. Try it yourself right now and imagine that you're doing this for literally half the whole game. And as a final insult, the environments and the rules for the game just don't make any sense at all. Why would the controls for a service elevator be so far from the elevator itself? Why isn't Amy allowed to climb ladders? It seems like the developers coded themselves into a corner here, so instead of going back to fix some things or altering the game in some way, they just ended up placing both an elevator and a ladder side by side so that both characters can easily proceed. It's like some kind of a joke. Do I really need to destroy these planks of wood? Seriously? Why doesn't Lana just jump over the railing? What the hell is this? I get that this is a video game, but damn, if you're gonna be this blatant about it, then everything might as well be a bunch of wireframes. Amy does not work as a drama, nor an action game, nor a puzzle game, The characters are boring, the setting is dull, it's not even scary, and the monsters aren't really that creative, so it fails as a horror too. No, wait, I take that back. The ending actually sets itself up for a sequel, and just imagining Amy 2 is easily the scariest thing I can think of right now. Amy doesn't even have the decency to award me the appropriate trophies. How the hell did I miss the trophy for beating level 4, and it gives me the normal and hard difficulty trophies, but not the easy one? Amy as a game is a benign cancer. It just sits there infesting the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360's digital storefront. But what isn't benign is the price. At the current going rate of $3, this game should come with either an apology or a slap in the face. Something to acknowledge this mess of a game that barely functions. I'm serious, developer VectorCell should be ashamed. And it should come as no surprise that the company went bankrupt only a year after Amy released. I never mean to wish ill of any developers, and I'm sure making a video game is never easy, but I find it extremely hard to believe that anyone working on this game was proud of the final product. I have yet to play any of the legendarily bad games of this era, like Ride to Hell or Sonic 2006, but I am confident to say that Amy very likely stands tall with the worst of the worst. Even if this game was free, it wouldn't be worth your time. And this is considering that I got through it in 7 hours while referring to a walkthrough for the later half. In case you can't tell, I'm still mad, years after I bought and first played through this trash heap. I know I just got done with berating Zombie and Siren earlier this month, but at the very least, the controls in Zombies weren't completely broken, and Siren had a neat atmosphere going for it. I really hate both of those games as well, but I can understand how they might have some kind of a fan base going for them, and they could appeal to certain people. With Amy, there is nothing worth seeing here. I cannot emphasize this enough. This is easily one of the worst games I have ever played. Do not waste your time with Amy. Thank you for watching my review of Amy. If you enjoyed this video, click the like button, and if you'd like to see more, subscribe.
Hello there, Amy. My name's Marcello, but my friends just call me Cello, and you can call me Cello 'cause you's a friend. Me and the nice lady here been looking all over for